Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a minute since I posted, so I thought it could be fun to just paint a little bit in my sketchbook and catch up and chat with you guys. For all those, art supply connoisseurs out there, I think I'm using Winsor Newton designer gouache and then also some Holbein acrylic gouache. I love gouache, but I really have a hard time with it. I find myself kind of afraid of it. And I think that I've actually figured out the problem. So when I was in art school, all of my professors basically would tell me, "Oh, you aren't a real artist unless you only have primary colored paints and then you mix every color that you need for your painting." So I only have red, yellow, and blue for acrylic gouache. And I find this makes me more nervous to paint. Like, I find it very daunting to have to, like, mix the right colors every time, and it's stressful, and I feel like I waste paint trying to get the right color. So I think going forward, I am just gonna buy colors of paint that I like, which seems really obvious, but for some reason has taken me a long time to feel comfortable doing. I guess it's just that, like, art school memories, you know what I mean? But it's been a few weeks since I posted. I went to Mocha Fest last month, which was super duper fun. If you swung by the table, said hi, bought something, thank you so very much. That's really cool. I had a great time, but then I needed like a little bit of time to just decompress and recover. And then I had family visiting last weekend. So I've just been kind of busy and taking a little bit of a break, but I thought it would be fun to just come back and paint something really casually. I tried not to think too hard about this and just really have fun with it. I feel like with gouache, don't ever I don't work with it enough to like feel really comfortable using it, but I would like to. So, if you're interested in seeing more gouache videos, please let me know because I would love to make more of them and maybe we can all just like get more comfortable with gouache together. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, so here I haven't bought anything other than like my primaries in the acrylic gouache and then I also have this deep purpley color in my Winsor Newton gouache, which I find that I use a ton. And before you say anything in the comments about my messy palette, I know I need to clean it so badly. This is disgusting. I don't think I've actually cleaned it since I bought the palette, but I feel like I get a lot of anxiety around like an empty piece of paper, like a blank sheet of paper or a blank paint palette. So I kind of like, especially with gouache, to like have those colors underneath because gouache reactivates super easily with water. So sometimes when I'm mixing colors in the palette, it'll just pick up a random color that's underneath. And I kind of think that's cool. I think it's really adds a little bit of color variation to whatever I'm working on. But yeah, I definitely want to practice more with gouache. I also wanted to say thank you guys so, so much for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I am really I'm really blown away, to be honest. I made a couple videos a few years ago and then, my laptop died and I wasn't able to film. And then this year, one of my big goals was to sort of move away from TikTok and Instagram Reels and all that short form content because I found that it was really draining to me to constantly feel like I had to keep up with those platforms. And I'm not gonna not be on Instagram or TikTok, but I was really attracted to YouTube just because of the long form of it all. Like I get to spend more time answering questions with more nuance and I get to spend more time like showing the detailed process of what I do. And I'm really interested in that. And I'm so glad that people seem to like what I'm doing in some way or another. But yeah, I just started up YouTube again this year and I really did not have any big expectations for it. I told myself with my first video I would be happy to get, 50 views. And you guys have seriously just blown that out of the water and I'm infinitely grateful. Thank you so, so much. And I find myself almost a little nervous to keep making videos just because I want to make sure that I can put out the best, videos that I possibly can. I'm saving up for a new camera because currently I am filming everything on my iPhone. And, a lot of people say when you start YouTube, like, oh, you don't need a camera, like a professional camera. And so I told myself I didn't need a professional camera to start out. But I think that when people say that, they're talking to people who have like iPhone 14s with the max cameras on them because I have I don't even know what this is, like an iPhone SE that is covered in cracks. It's just very old, and I try to get the best video I can out of it, but it is pretty uh not what I'd like. So that's definitely my first thing on my things I'm saving up to get. I would love to get a new camera. So if you have any recommendations on good cameras for filming YouTube videos, please let me know. I would love to hear your recommendations because I'm not a film or photography girly. I really don't know what to look for, but I'd like to learn because I'd like to get better at all this. But yeah, life is pretty quiet right now, which is nice. I think I needed a little bit of time after Mocha Fest to decompress a little bit. I love going to these events and I love meeting new people and I love, connecting with people that I've met online before but never in person. And it's really cool. But then I have a very small social battery. So I needed just like a couple weeks to just be quiet and like not post and decompress from it all. I've been playing a ton of Stardew Valley since the update came out. I've been playing that with my husband on a multiplayer farm. It has been so fun, but I literally need to stop because it's taking up so much of my time. It's all I want to do. I'm sitting here thinking about playing Stardew Valley right now. Okay, so at this point in the painting, I started feeling a little anxious about how the final product was going to turn out. I feel like gouache is such a trust the process type paint, and I have trust issues. So I just always like get really nervous in this part. So I start adding like colored pencil. I do like a little bit of stroll stuff in the grass and in the sheep's fur or wool. And I think eventually I do go in with like a Posca pen too, just because I don't think I have a fine enough brush and I'm not good enough at getting the gouache the right consistency to get the level of detail that I want. I mean, like I said earlier in the video, I definitely need to build confidence with gouache. And I feel like I need to start thinner with my layers. I feel like I really just put really thick layers of gouache on. And I think you're supposed to start more watery and then build up that thickness as you go. But yeah, it was this point in the painting I was really kind of struggling to feel out how it was going to look at the end. But, I'm just throwing in some highlights and stuff and playing around because, at the end of the day, not everything I paint has to be perfect. Sometimes it can just be for fun. And I did really have a lot of fun painting this. It was a really chill afternoon. It's finally kind of like warm and springy in Ohio. So I was sitting and watching the birds on my fire escape while I was painting, and it was just kind of like a nice vibe for the day. And I think it's good for me to just, take a little break, especially I've been doing inking for my graphic novel lately, which is really fun, but I've been working a ton on it because I want it to be perfect. So I think it's good to like get off of my tablet and make something with my hands. I feel like playing with paint and stuff that I can't like hit the undo button on helps me be more spontaneous when I'm working digitally. But hopefully, I would love to share with you guys at some point some of the graphic novel stuff I've been working on. Obviously, a lot of it is like secret at this point because I don't want to give away all of the plot points of the book. I want to keep it a surprise for a while until it publishes. But hopefully I'll get to share some stuff like that with you. I also have a project coming up that I am so excited to share with you, but unfortunately, I have to keep quiet about it for now. I hate that Instagram meme that's like when the person says big things coming, but the big things never come. That's me. Except the big things are coming, I swear. So there's a skip here in the video because my iPhone ran out of memory and I didn't notice. But basically all I had done was put down some yellow gouache because I realized I wanted to put some of my like gold starbursts in the background of this. And I thought it would just show up better if I put that yellow down. But again, I'm saving up for a camera. My iPhone's constantly out of memory. That's another issue with it. But yeah, it was around this point that I think I actually came back around to liking this painting. But I try to push back on that like perfectionism. Like I don't think that everything I post on YouTube has to be perfect because it's really not authentic to my art or how I work. I think it's important to show the mess ups and show me trying to work through things. And that's especially what I love doing in my sketchbook work. I know I want to do more videos that are like work on a sketchbook spread with me because it seems like a lot of people are really interested in how I put together spreads. So I need to do some serious thinking about how I actually do that because for me it's very stream of consciousness. But I'd love to put together more like draw in my sketchbook with me, like that video I posted a couple of weeks, maybe a month and a half ago. I'm not sure. And I think I definitely need to do this more. Like, I need to get more comfortable recording voiceovers. I can feel myself being very nervous and talking too fast and saying, like, and like way too much. Editing me is going to be so irritated with how much stuff I'm going to have to cut out from me just rambling and dithering in the way I talk. That's just how I am. I'm an and like girly. I am not good at thinking. No thoughts, head empty. But yeah, for no plan at all, I think that this came out really cute. I want to try to do more like little gouache scenes and make things that are fun and textural. Once I went in with this like lime green Posca pen, I really started liking the grass. I got really into putting in all these little details and stuff. But yeah, I guess we're just talking about my goals for the upcoming months, which is definitely to keep making content that you guys want to see. So if there's specific things that you'd like to see from me, please let me know. I want to upgrade my setup and make it look less like I'm recording on a potato. I also have been wanting, and a big goal of mine this year has been to make art and make products that aren't just prints and stickers. I love my prints and stickers, but making my bandanas that I sold at Mocha Fest was so fun. So I'm really pushing to get more stuff like that in my inventory. And then I'm also currently lining up events for the end of this summer. I'm kind of taking the summer off from going to events because I'm going to be taking some trips with friends, and then my husband and I are actually planning a trip to France. We haven't been out of the country ever. Like, my husband's never left the country, and my family's French, so I went and stayed with my uncle when I was like a teenager. But since then, neither one of us have really traveled. So we've been saving our pennies and we are super excited to take this trip. So I didn't want to book any like big art events for the summer. So I am kind of giving myself that time off. I'll definitely still be making art, and I would love to do like a sketchbook in France vlog, just filming like what I'm drawing. I'm going to try to draw a ton while I'm there. It's going to be artsy vibes. Because when I travel, I always try to challenge myself. If I think I want to take a picture and I have the time, I try to force myself to just draw what I'm looking at instead, because I absolutely love travel journals. I think they're so fun to look through. I just think they're really neat for me to look back on and to share with other people. But yeah, I'm, those are my goals. I'm excited to see how many of them I actually accomplish. But the funny thing about goals is that they are just that. They are goals. They're not guarantees. I feel like I'm always trying to set goals for my art and my career, and I just really can't control anything. Like, nobody can. So it will be interesting to look back on this video and see how much of these things actually end up happening. But I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I really hoped that you enjoyed watching this painting come together, because there was a really big ugly phase in the middle of this painting. But I think we pulled it together. I think it's pretty cute, and it was really fun to do, and that's the most important part of making art. So yeah, again, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing or liking or leaving me a comment. And I think that's gonna be it. I'll catch you guys later. See ya!